I will be explaining every piece of German tech I could find in the Machine Games Wolfenstein reboot series. Anyways, let's begin. Starting off with Uber Concrete or Super Concrete, which is the essential building block of the German Empire. It is the reason why Germany was able to build monumental structures like the London Nautica, Gibraltar Bridge, Eisenpfeil, rail network, and all of Germania. This special type of concrete was originally designed by the ancient society known as Da At Yichud to build structures as hard as steel. However, Set Roth, who recreated the super concrete formula for the Germans, secretly sabotaged the formula, which causes the concrete to deteriorate over time and develop mold. This severely compromises all of the structures built with the flawed concrete formula. AI is a crucial part of the German war machine. The first AI unit was developed by Dr. Ernst Brandt in the late 1940s and was used in one of Death's Head's war machines, the Panzerhund. By 1960, a sophisticated AI unit has been incorporated in nearly all robotic units, giving these machines full autonomous capabilities. There are many different robots designed by the Germans, but I will combine them all together into one entry that are more or less the same, or don't have that much info on them. The Heavy Robot, Zitadelle, Zerstörer, and Roboter Soldaten are all robotic units that have been fitted with advanced AI units, giving them full autonomous capabilities. Their weaponry includes heavy guns or energy-based weapons. These robots were likely developed and used after the war for resistance suppression in occupied territories. The drone is an unmanned combat aircraft controlled by an AI unit. It was developed in the late 40s by Dr. Ludwig Wald, one of Germany's top radio engineers. The drone is used to efficiently survey large urban zones from above without requiring a human component. The latest iteration of the drone has been enhanced with numerous abilities, such as power-efficient laser cannons and ramjet engines. The Panzerhund was one of the first prototype robots to come out of Death's Head's workshop. It is a large, heavily armored, and extremely agile robotic hound made for patrolling areas and chomping down on any fleeing enemies. The 1946 prototype was used as a defensive unit during the raid on Death's Head compound, and also saw deployment on the Russian front. The 1960 Panzerhund features more armor on its chassis, a more advanced AI system, and increased agility than its prototype predecessor. The 1960 Panzerhund is mostly used as a guard unit, patrolling the halls of Eisenwald prison and guarding German military facilities like the London Nautica. Its subvariant, the Purifying Force Type Mark I, features an upgraded body and has a flamethrower in its mouth. The sub-variant is used to assist in crushing rebellions in German-occupied America. Lastly, there is the Purifying Force Type Mark II. It functions the same way as the first Mark, but with a new paint job. The Mark II is used to patrol the entirety of France and extinguish any emerging rebellions in the 1980s. The 1946 Kampfhund is an armored and genetically augmented German Shepherd employed by the German military as a type of attack canine. Armed with bodily augments and sharp teeth, they are fast on their feet and can close the distance between any fleeing foes. However, the 1960 Kampfhund has been heavily mechanically altered. Its entire head has been replaced with a metal jaw, and its brain has been encased in an exoskeleton. By 1961, the Germans phased out the German Shepherd in favor of the Doberman breed. These Kampfhundi are also genetically and mechanically altered, but not as much as its 1960 counterpart. This iteration of Kampfhund also seems to be highly resistant to radioactivity, as they are seen patrolling in the atom-bombed remains of New York without any protection. Super soldiers are heavily armored biomechanical weapons and are multi-purpose. The 1946 super soldiers are 2 to 2.4 meters tall, possess extremely enhanced strength, and are encased in armor, but can be killed with small arms fire. The 1960 Super Soldier is the refined version of its original model, featuring more armor, higher strength, and agility. The face protection plate of the 1946 version is replaced with a steel mask for the 1960 Super Soldier. The 1961 Super Soldiers deployed in occupied North America feature significant modifications to the design, including a new face mask, the addition of a frontal armor plate to protect the throat, and an enlarged backpack. Unlike their slow, lumbering predecessors, These super soldiers are equipped with a rocket engine mounted on their backs, which allow them to rapidly close the distance to an enemy. However, these variants are significantly less durable because they have significantly less armor in favor of agility. The wingjet seen during the raid on Death's Head compound is based on the real Horton Ho 229. While the Germans in our timeline ultimately scrapped the project, the Horton Ho 229 in Wolfenstein has reached operational status. It is a fighter/interceptor jet plane and is fitted with two powerful jet engines, which produce a red slipstream behind the aircraft, and has an armament of 4 mounted nose cannons. By the 1980s, the plane is heavily modified with anti-gravity VTOL propulsion, along with the standard jet engines and a split X-wing design. The Sun Gun is a gigantic 2.5-kilometer-long mirror orbiting around the Earth, consisting of a large reflective surface positioned in orbit around the Earth. The weapon focuses large amounts of sunlight to create a concentrated beam of photons, carrying immense amounts of energy with the capacity to destroy entire cities. Constructed in the late 1960s, it is described as being the largest weapon system in all of human history, though it has not yet seen operational use. The Ausmerzer is a large fortified airborne platform, originally built and put into service in 1951 to assist with the occupation of Northern America. The Ausmerzer was used to crush large-scale resistance cells across the United States during the Liberation War. Its 3 massive engines allow it to traverse tremendous amounts of territory in a short time. It is able to transport large amounts of infantry, mechanized units, and other military hardware. These include regular infantry units, super soldiers, and many mechanized or robotic units. In addition to its garrison, the Ausmerzer itself is heavily armed. Laser rifles on pintle mounts throughout interior and exterior areas, deck-mounted flak and artillery cannons, depth charges for attacking submerged targets like submarines, ventral launchers loaded with guided air-to-air missiles, and rocket-propelled transport pods used to rapidly deploy super soldiers into battle. It features 2 separate hangar bays that can house multiple fighter planes. It's hardened against electromagnetic pulses, and it can deploy extendable cables fitted with claws or large magnets to grab objects below it. Eva's Hammer is the largest U-boat in the Kriegsmarine with a length of 261 meters, a height of 117 meters, and a width of 87 meters. It was commissioned by Death's Head and created by the Kriegsmarine to solidify German control over the vital Atlantic Ocean against potential resistance forces. Its armaments include 1 heavy cannon that is capable of launching nukes with a reserve of at least 30 nukes for the heavy cannon. It has at least 6 dual flak cannons, 8 missile silos, and torpedo armaments. It also has the capability to carry fighter planes due to its enormous size. The name, Eva's Hammer, likely comes from Mustache Man's wife name, Eva Braun. Project Whisper is an experimental top-secret research and development helicopter project designed by the Germans. These experimental helicopters are designed to be quiet during flight and virtually undetectable by radar. Initially designed for German special operations units, the Project Whisper helicopters were uniquely designed for multiple roles. Amongst its roles included the ability to rapidly insert troops into combat and ferrying large stockpiles of weapons and ammunition for active combat. The Whisper helicopters were moderately armed with 3 MG-60s. 2 guns were mounted for door gunners, and the third was utilized as a nose-mounted chain gun. The Baltic Eye is a giant tripod robot that shoots electrical charges through its eye lens at the enemy, which deals massive damage. The robot is almost invulnerable, but shooting it in the lens with an artillery gun while it is powering up will disable the machine. The Baltic Eye was used to defend Death's Head compound during the Allied raid. After the war, the Baltic Eye was repurposed into the London Monitor in response to the urban unrest in London caused by British resistance fighters. The London Monitor's arsenal is varied but generally oriented towards taking on large numbers of light infantry in an urban setting. The engine compartment in the lower part of its body mounts 3 sponsons or ball turrets facing in different directions. each housing a trio of machine guns. The hatch on the bottom face of the engine or turret area is surrounded by 3 flamethrowers to restrict hostile access to its engines. Heavier weapons are mounted in the head or turret on top of the body. The red cyclopean eye on the front of the turret is actually the focusing lens for an energy weapon which must be charged for several seconds before firing, and 2 pylons on either side of the turret each mount 3 multi-tube missile launchers. Mustache Man ordered the construction of a Doomsday device that would activate if resistance forces were able to destroy his German empire and kill him. The Doomsday device would slowly begin manipulating weather patterns around the world to behave erratically and causing severe storms. Based on Set Roth's calculations, Earth would be uninhabitable in the next few decades after the device has been activated. Now, if you made it this far, I want to thank you guys for 1,000 subscribers. If you also enjoyed this video, then don't forget to like and subscribe to not only support the channel, but to also stay up to date with my latest content. Anyways, that's it. Goodbye.